Hey everybody, it's Scott O'Mato back for another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to disable items in the Decocraft mod. Okay, and guys, this is not officially ordained at all and not intended by the mod author Raspberry Fox for you to do. But Decocraft is one of the best mods for Minecraft, but it's also one of the heaviest mods. It has got tons and tons of decoration stuff in it. And really, honestly, it has a lot of fluff stuff in it too that you probably don't want to use in your world. And if you add it to your pack, it's going to use up a bunch of IDs, a bunch of memory. And if you put too many Decocraft items in your world, it's a major source of lag as well. It works in a very unusual way where they're using Craft Studio and exporting voxel models. And so it's really different from other Minecraft mods. And so in a configuration, you don't have the ability to disable specific items, but I'm going to show you how to do it now. Guys, this is for personal use only. You will not be able to distribute this pack in a mod pack on CurseForge, your altered mod. You won't be able to, share it publicly, legally with friends and stuff. All rights reserved on this mod. But for personal use or even for private server use, you should be fine to do that. And we can play Minecraft however you want. And it is possible to do it in the mod. Okay, so I'm going to show you how. So basically, get your mod only from CurseForge, download it. It's only for 1.12 up to 1.12.2 right now. Okay, pull it down to your disk, and then you're going to want to decompress it. All right, so if you don't know, jar means Java archive, and it is basically like a zip file or whatever, just a Java compressed archive. All right, so any good decompressor program, I'm on a Mac, I'm using Archive Utility, but WinZip, WinRAR, any of those should be able to decompress jar files. All right, and if they can't, for some reason, you can just rename it. They change the extension name to zip. All right, and it's the same thing. It'll keep all the structures and what have you. All right, then you definitely can decompress it. So we want to decompress this guy. You can see I've already got one here that I've been working on. Then we're going to want to go inside of it and go into assets, props, and models. All right, and then the deco pack. All right, the block and the item is just a few little things, the clay, some tools and stuff. It's all the models and stuff are inside of here, and they're packed inside this CS pack. That's where the models are. But we have this JSON file, which is an index listing of all the models inside of here, assigning properties, assigning IDs, and all that inside the JSON file. Now, I'll warn you, it's huge. 467 kilobytes for a text file is pretty large, guys. So when you open it in a text editor, one that can do JSON files, format them is the best way to go. So Notepad++. On Windows, I'm using Text Wrangler on the Mac, but any JSON editor or regular text editor that is meant for code should handle JSON files fine. But you ideally want to see the formatting and be able to select between braces and stuff like that in your editor. All right, so you can see this listing that I pull in here is what, 10,000 something lines long. It's huge. It's very big. Okay, so all the models in the mod are listed inside of here. All right, and they are put into a JSON structure where you have braces here, and then in between the braces, this is a listing for one, a node, a JSON node, and then there's a comma in between them. All right, so guys, you can just go in and browse the models. You have to keep stuffed creeper. All right, you have to keep that one that's model 0. You have to keep that one that is listed in the code as being necessary. So you keep this first entry, but any of these other models inside of here you can delete. All right, so to delete them, you want to select from the comma to the end of the next comma. Make sure there is braces and a comma before the next entry. So if I wanted to get rid of wood blocks here, I could just delete that like that and get rid of that one. All right. And again, if your editor allows you to check braces, it's a good idea. Now I'm also going to tell you, it is a good idea to do a few and then save out and test. Don't do a whole bunch of them, because you'll probably mess up somewhere along the way, because you could, get tired, lose focus, all that kind of stuff, and start making mistakes. And if you make mistakes, then it could cost you a lot of time trying to find them. Now I will show you how to validate JSON files, and you're going to want to do that before you upload it or whatever. But anyway, this is all of the models, all right, inside of here. Now some of them, many of them, are listed with a multitude of colors inside of here under a variants node. Okay, so like here's the main listing for Papal Picado Orange. All right, and then inside there's color variants. Now you can go in and delete color variants inside of nodes, and you may want to do that, save yourself some space. Maybe you don't want cyan and pink and all this kind of stuff. Same principle applies. Select between the commas, or from comma to comma, basically delete it out, and then you can go through again and check your nodes to be sure. So see, these are hierarchically nested inside of each other. So that's the full node, but then inside of this variance, there is a additional nested node. See, in the commas between each one, it goes from here to here. And then inside of that one is another node. Okay, you can nest stuff inside of it. So just be sure. And then if you delete the last one, you don't want a comma after it. Like this last entry right here doesn't have a comma. Okay, and the very last one does not. And this one goes to a listing that's in the main node here. All right, so that's why there's a comma there. You may want to learn a little bit about JSON. In Minecraft, learning JSON is very, very necessary. But anyway, like I said, you can go through and just delete whatever models that you want to delete out. And then it'll load in, and when it does, here's an example of one that I've done. Let me turn off the music. I've gone through and deleted, pretty much 2/3 of the mod, pretty much. So now I'm down to like 7 pages, or a few more than that, maybe 10 pages of mods, where it was like 30 or 40 pages before. All right, crazy amount of items in this mod. Well, actually, this is 17 pages now. Okay, so I'm filtering for the mod, but I've only got the stuff that I want, and that is very cool. And the workbench and all that still works perfectly, shows all the models. You can craft them in survival, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't seem to affect the functionality at all, but you can see, like for the armchairs, I've eliminated a bunch of colors that I didn't want. I've eliminated a bunch of models, like all the toys and all that kind of stuff that I did not want. And it saved me tons of memory and tons of space. I'm only using 14% of 4 gigs in this pack, where it was much larger before. I mean, Decocraft is a heavy mod, and especially if you're going to add it to a bigger mod pack that you downloaded or whatever. But it's also an awesome mod, so it's worth using totally, especially now that you can get it under control. So guys, once you have completed your edits, you basically just save out the file. I'll show you the validator. This is still a rather big file, even with my changes. It's like more than that, 8,000 lines. But I can just copy that to my clipboard and go online. There's a bunch of JSON validators. I'll show you this one, jasonformatter.curiousconcept.com. Leave you a link in the description, but there's a whole bunch of them out there. So copy all that text to your clipboard, paste it into here, and then choose process. And it'll take a little while because it's again a big file. So not very long, less than a minute or so. But then it'll go through and it'll check to be sure all of that JSON structure is correct. And that'll save you a lot of headaches. If you do have errors, it'll point out which lines have errors. And often it's not just the line that you're seeing, but it's lines above it that have the errors. So you need to check that to be sure what's going on. There we go. So see it, this one's valid, all right? And that's what's loaded, but it'll check it and it'll let you know before you save out that it's valid, all right? So again, just save it out to your disk. You'll be saving over the old one, so you'll probably want to back this guy up first to be sure you have a copy. Of course, you could just download the mod again and unpack it or whatever, so there's really no risk. But save it into the same location. Okay, and I'll show you the one that I was working with. It's right here. All right, and then you're going to want to repack the mod again. All right, so to do that, basically, you need to select inside the folder. So just copy the main name of the folder that you have here, which is the decompressed mod. That'll give you the mod name. All right, and then go inside of it and select everything inside of it, and then compress it again. So using WinRAR, WinZip, whatever you've got. On the Mac, I'm using Archive. Then you just make a new zip archive of it, and then change the name to the name of the mod, and then get rid of the zip extension and add jar, J-A-R, for Java archive. All right, now it is a repackaged mod with your changes inside of it, and you're ready to just paste it into a mods folder in a mod pack and do a relaunch. Again, for personal use, all right, or for private server use, it would be fine as well. But there you go. You're able now to have a completely stripped down, customized version of Decocraft. And guys, that is awesome. Awesome that you can do that. Now, I will just mention that there is the mods or the models themselves inside of here. And it could be possible, but difficult to actually get rid of some of the models and replace them. This CS pack appears to just be an archive. I'm going to duplicate it just to show you. When you're working on something like that you don't want to corrupt on accident, then duplicate it. But see, if I change it to zip extension, change the extension to zip file, and then I can open it. All right, and so there you go. I decompressed it, and I can see the model lists inside of here. This is all the models, and they're all indexed by the number. So let's deselect this. All right, guys, we need to get back here, and we need to deselect. Okay, let's do that. Well, forget it, because when I have OBS on, it stops me from accessing menus easily. That's just, it's a safety precaution, and that's fine. But anyway, there's the models inside of there, but they have like a DAT file. Now you could possibly go and edit that, but see, it's just kind of too, don't want to mess with it, really. I'm sure I could replace a model probably in here if I wanted. But you know, that's a little too hacky. So just be sure, you know, that if you've done what I've done, then you get rid of the duplicates in here, the zip files, and only leave the base ones before you recompress. But I did just want to mention that because I studied that a little bit, and you know, it's good enough for me to not be able to, or to be able to just customize the mods themselves. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Very, very cool to be able to do that because I do so much like Decocraft, but again, it has so much content, and most of it I'm not really all that interested in, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's it. Scott O'Mato, Raspberry Fox, you made a great mod, guy. You know, I probably don't approve of this, but that's okay, guy. I'm sorry. Have a great day, and thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.